Hello viewers. In today's Excel session, we are going to discuss few important functions. Precisely if, SumIF, CountIF, and AverageIF. So these are basically altogether categorized as a logical function. So let us try to explain each of them one by one. So I hope I'm showing you one Excel file which you can see. This is our Excel file on which we are going to discuss all these functions. I repeat so that you can remember. We are going to discuss if function, SumIF function, then similarly we can use AverageIF function and some other related functions like sum, mean, and max as well. So these are going to be our topic of discussion. Now, let us do these three functions, sum, mean, max. These types of functions are also known as aggregate functions. So sum function basically will do what? It can count the total sum of some numeric values. Remember, these types of functions can work when your worksheet contains some numeric data. So if we can see, we will apply all these functionalities on this price, because I can see the price is one particular thing which is containing all numeric data. Now, what mean function will do? I am typing parallelly so that viewers can easily understand which function is going to do what type of things. So mean function, I am writing here, it can find the minimum value from some given numbers. And similarly, if I say max, definitely as the name suggests, so it can find the maximum value from some given numbers. So these types of functions, sum, mean, max, these are also known as aggregate functions. Now, how we can apply all these things? And then we shall definitely will come back with SumIF, AverageIF, as well as if function. Now, let us try to understand. Suppose I am going to discuss what is the maximum price for a particular book. So I am writing here maximum price. I am writing here minimum price. I am also trying to find out what is the overall cost for all these books. So I am saying overall price. And also I am giving another label here, that is the average price. So basically, let's see, our task is, let us select this particular thing, because on this particular column, we are going to apply all these functionalities. And instead of every time I have to select this particular range, so it will be better if we can apply a range name on this particular range of data. So range name basically will be beneficial that these things can work in other sheets of the same Excel file. Remember, I am right now currently in sheet number 1. So suppose I am giving here price values and pressing the enter key. So whenever, you know what will happen, whenever you will select this particular range of data, you will always see in the name box the range name which you have assigned that will be displayed. Now this range name or usage of range name in any kind of formula or functions in Excel is very, very advantageous. So let's see how this thing can be applied now. So I am just marking these things by applying some kind of borders so that I'm also increasing the font width so that everybody can look at what exactly we are doing. So basically here our purpose is to display the maximum price for any book. So definitely, as you know, every function or formula in Excel starts with equals to. So I'm saying max. And here, instead of I have to scroll up, I have to select. So I know that I have set a range name, so I can use the same price values. You can see here, this is the range name which is being displayed. So very conveniently, you can choose this thing and close the bracket. Definitely your formula is going to be converted into equals to max price values. So if you press the enter key, automatically, let us cross check. If you compare all these prices, then you will find 880 is definitely the maximum value. So once again, you can note down the syntax of max function. So it's a very simple function. And similarly, if we want to calculate the minimum function, similarly, I can use equals to min, and definitely I can use the same range name that I had applied earlier. So it is going to give me the minimum price values. So definitely I can see that 319, this particular figure is the minimum. However, point to be noted that another book is having same price, but whatever may be the condition, ultimately 319 is the lowest figure out of so many things. And that is why it is returning the minimum price. Now, how should we go for calculating the overall price? Overall price means I want to sum up all these things. Now, let us try to, I'm selecting. Here you can see that already it is coming 12627. Remember, in Excel, always try to assist you by showing this kind of data in the status bar. This is the Excel status bar. So some already you can see, but somehow if you want to plot it inside your worksheet, definitely you can say equals to sum. And also you can say price values. And price values here basically is the range name that was already explained. So now you are getting the exactly same thing. And by applying the similar kind of function, another important function that is called average of all these prices. So again, here I can mention the same range name and I'm getting the average. So overall, there may be 100 of records, there may be 500 records, but definitely whatever may be the number of records, very easily I can find out the maximum, minimum, sum, as well as average from the given values. So all these particular function whether it is a sum, whether it is an average, whether it is a max, whether it is a mean, these types of functions are called as aggregate functions. And one advantage of using such kind of things are that they can be applied on any numeric columns. You cannot apply these particular things on author name or book name because these are containing some textual values. So this is how max, mean, overall, average, all these things will work. But what will happen? You can see that there are various publishers who have published different kinds of books, and certainly all the books prices are not of equal. For example, even if we look, these 4 books are published by a single publisher, say Tata McGraw-Hill's, but definitely not all the books are coming with same price. Now, what will happen if you want to calculate the average price for 3 publishers, say BPB, then Penguin, as well as Tata McGraw-Hill's? So what I am doing, I am copying this particular thing. Somewhere I am writing here the publisher names. So BPB has been copied. I am also choosing, copying and pasting Tata McGraw-Hill's, and another, say Penguin, I want to analyze. So I have selected and I have copied here. Now I want the average price for all the books within the BPB. I mean to say, this time we are not going to straight away calculate the average price for all the books. I want to calculate average price only for the books that has been published by BPB. So that means some kind of criteria is involved. And whenever these types of things you are going to perform, you cannot apply traditional sum, max, mean, or average. Instead, you have to apply these types of functions like SumIF or AverageIF. So let's try to explain the concept of AverageIF. So as per our discussion, we are going to discuss the average price for all the books against BPB. So now, what I am doing, I am selecting this particular range. I am giving a range name, say pub name. And this is already has been assigned a name, price value. So I don't have to set a new range name because the same range name will work definitely. So what you can do now, I am applying AverageIF function. So here you can see the function is there, AverageIF. Now you see, look at the parameters, what it is trying to say. First of all, AverageIF will take a range. Now, what particular range? That's the question. What is the range? So basically, average range, it means it is talking about publisher name. So I am basically selecting this thing, and you can see even if you select manually, then also inside the formula bar your range name is occurring. So, comma. Now next parameter is what exactly is going to be the next, what exactly has to be mentioned. So if you can see here, criteria. Now what is our criteria? Let us try to criteria is that whatever publisher name I have written, so I am selecting this particular cell only. So here you can see the cell address E34 is coming and comma. After that, I am again on which basis it will calculate average. So I am mentioning the price values. So I'm closing this bracket and pressing the enter key. Definitely it is showing only the average for the BPB publishers books. So I can say that it is certainly not the average of entire books. Only for the BPBs, it is showing the average value as 556.25. Now, definitely, nobody will accept this particular figure. Somebody may try to say that this thing should be rounded off. So definitely Excel has another functionality. It's a mathematical function by nature that is called round. So I can say round and whatever average has been calculated, but I don't want any decimal places. So as a second parameter, I have given 0 so that whatever average comes out, if it contains any fractional values, it will be converted to nearby rounded whole figure. So I'm using the enter key and I am getting 556. And similarly, if I can copy paste this particular thing, definitely I will get 670 is the average price value for the books coming from Tata McGraw Hills, and 660 is the average value for all the books that has been published by Penguin. So similarly, if we want to use the SumIF function, I can find out the overall total for all the BPB books, overall total of all the prices against Tata McGraw Hills books, and similarly, I can carry out calculations for the Penguin publishers books as well. So after viewing these discussions, definitely you can understand why Excel is so popular and why it is widely used in every organizations as a data analytical tools. Thank you, viewers.